What I didn't plan on was falling for you. We could still make this work. I love you, Claire. I love you too.
In a terrible house fire, 15-year-old Claire loses her entire family. Her mom, dad, and sister all perish in the flames. Claire is the only survivor. Filled with anger and a desire for revenge against Jacob, the slum lord whose carelessness led to the fire, it started because of an electrical problem. Claire decides to set his house on fire as well, taking him down with it. She was found guilty of starting a fire on purpose and had to spend 3 years in prison. When she turned 18, she got out and went to a place called Second Chances, which is a halfway house where she started to build her life. Claire, now an adult, has just started working at a real estate company called Crane Corporation, which is run by Scott Crane. She plans to suggest a new idea for a building called the Ironside Cannery. She got the idea from a random woman she met while sneaking up to the rooftop pool of a hotel, thanks to a friend who works at the front desk there. At the swimming pool, she runs into the stunning Eve. They hit it off, and this leads to a mostly physical relationship.
Come on in. The water's fine.
No, not really.
Later at work, Claire successfully gets her proposal approved, and Scott gives it the go-ahead. He also shares that Second Chances, the place where Claire was raised after losing her parents, was a project that his late wife Annabelle really cared about.
No swimming tonight? Didn't want to interrupt your alone time.
Very mysterious stranger.
I'm an entrepreneur.
Scott invites Claire to a house party with the rest of the team. During the gathering, Claire unexpectedly encounters Genevieve, also known as Eve, who is Scott's second wife. This revelation hits Claire hard, as Eve is the woman she has been involved with. Overwhelmed by shock and pain, Claire struggles to process the situation.
This is Claire, my no assistant. Claire, this is my wife.
Genevieve. Nice to meet you. Genevieve.
On their way home, her friend reveals that Scott's first wife mysteriously vanished and was later declared dead, adding another layer of complexity to Claire's emotions. Eve says sorry to Claire and they make up. However, Eve warns that they should be cautious because Scott doesn't handle losing well.
It's irrelevant. You're married. I am not a wife to him. I'm a party favor. Just another thing that he likes to flash around.
You know there's something between us.
Then one day at work, Claire witnesses Scott getting really angry at someone on the phone. After that, he storms out of the office. Claire attempts to reach him again later, but he doesn't respond. That same night, she goes to his mansion and notices the front door is slightly open. She steps inside and checks the place out, but Scott is missing. The following day, a detective shows up at a Crane Corporation. Scott Crane was gone for a while, but later they found his burned body at Ironside Cannery. With all the clues and suggesting she might be involved, can Claire uncover who did it? Or has her history finally come back to haunt her? Claire and Eve have a strong connection filled with intense feelings for each other. When Claire discovers that Eve has been dishonest, she reacts by trying to hurt herself. This would just be another burn on her record, reminding her of the consequences of being careless. Getting involved with a woman only to discover that she's actually her boss's wife. In Second Chances, Lane Smith meets his end because of Claire. It's interesting to note that Claire also found a second chance at love after she chose to turn Eve to the police, refusing to let Eve control her any longer. Even though a lot of things could have messed up the situation, like Claire not hearing what Eve was saying on the phone, the one thing that really changed everything was that Eve had fallen in love with Claire. Claire holds her gun aimed at Eve, yet she chooses not to pull the trigger. In a moment of vulnerability, she admits her love for Eve, a sentiment that Eve had shared with her previously. However, Claire firmly declares that she refuses to be manipulated any longer. With resolve, she hands Eve over to the authorities, determined to avoid another painful reminder of her past mistakes. In the end, Claire stands victorious, ready to embark on her real estate career, the fire of ambition still shining brightly in her eyes.
Want more queer content? Then please subscribe and hit the notification bell.